on live.
Here we go. So, hopefully, this is now working. And just giving it a second here before we kick off. But yeah,
Letting people come in.
come on in. The door is open. So, hello everyone. If you can hear me already, welcome back to another live stream. This time, I'm joined by a special guest in addition to my esteemed colleague. First, we have
Hey,
Audi Surly here, of course, as always.
Hi, people.
Homeless co-host, hack fraud, as he says. I disagree with the last part, but
Well,
and then our very special guest today is Danilo Dias
yeah.
from Brazil. So
Hello, everyone.
welcome to the
The
stream.
mustache.
Yes,
well, I also had one, but we can only have one mustache
that's
per
true. You
stream.
can only have one mustache
So
per stream.
obviously, mine had to be sacrificed.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
a shame.
Danilo, you worked on some pretty amazing games, such as
Oh,
Blazing
thank.
Chrome, Odalis, that kind of stuff. You have some new stuff in the works as well. But
Yeah,
you're also into classic PC games.
yeah, I love it. And yeah, watching your old PC videos made me like simply start to build my own Pentium tree. So yeah,
So just to kick
I love
things
it.
off, before we get into all the discussion, because I already see a question there about is this old hardware or emulation? We are running this on old hardware indeed. So I wanted to show you what is in the box. First of all, oh wait, it doesn't actually show the CPU. It's a Pentium 3 with 256 megs of RAM. We've got first off a 3DFX Voodoo 2 installed. So, and then I also have PowerVR PC X2 installed, as well as the Riva TNT2 Pro. So we got 3 video cards in this machine ready to rock. But we're mostly going to be playing on the Voodoo today, I think. So I just wanted to bring up some Windows 98 nostalgia for everybody before we jump in. We got the game right here on the desktop. So let's jump in.
I'm surprised you're not using the Voodoo 5 9000 today.
Oh man, I mean, it is quite the card, but the problem is it puts
Yeah.
out so much noise, you know, and the microphone stand kind of gets blown over when I use it.
It's quite the
Well,
storm when you fire that one up.
it's loudly like the FX 5000 5800. I don't know what's the number. The top of the line of the FX series. Remember? I think it was
Oh
very loud
yeah,
cooler.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
The Voodoo, the actual there was the actual Voodoo 5 that had the external power
Mm.
brick,
Yes.
uh,
Oh my god.
which was incredible. And then I don't know if that actually got officially released. I know that cards were made, but so it is out there kind of. But yeah. So I actually, as always, regarding the audio, if it's quiet, you have to turn up your volume because I have everything everything maxed out. It's at as loud as it goes. I still don't know why it's quiet, but I can't really get it any louder.
I
So
keep blowing up my lungs on these streams, trying to speak as loudly as I can. So, I
yeah,
mean,
so everything is quite loud. I don't know. So uh, anyway, so
with this
uh,
game, we are playing a video game today.
we are indeed. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in here. So this is a freshly reformatted PC. So I actually replayed through this recently, but I don't have any saves on here. So we're just gonna do a straight new game. So I'm gonna let the intro play. I'm a big fan. So
Yes.
this is one of the best things about this game. For those that haven't actually played this, they actually filmed new sequences for this game, specific cutscenes with actual filmed characters.
Yeah, it was the first time they had filmed new official lightsabers fights since Return of the Jedi for this game.
Yeah.
Like there had been like fan films and whatnot, in the woods, but this was the very first time that Lucas itself, in any shape or form, actually recorded new official lightsaber fights.
That's right, yeah. Because we had FMV before, like Rebel Assault 2 was before this
Yeah,
Yeah,
game.
Rebel too.
But this one has lightsabers in it, which is unique.
it's also you reminded me right before we started streaming that we actually did a Dark Forces video.
That's
I'd
right.
already forgotten about this. But we were talking in that video, I do remember now, about Kyle Katarn and how, it's one of my favorite characters in all of the EU. And his personality in the first game is kind of, just flat. But in
Absolutely.
this game, they flesh it out a lot more, and I really like him from this game in particular.
Yeah, he's more fun in this one, right? He makes
Yeah,
crack some jokes and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. It's
feels like a
cool.
character more so than just kind of like I don't know, trope.
Yeah.
So, or Han Solo light is basically what he is in the first Dark Forces, and here he actually is a character. And it's a shame they haven't really reintroduced him
Yeah,
in like the Mandalorian or something like this. He would be a perfect character to bring back into the universe.
Dude,
it would be really
totally.
cool. Yeah.
So I'll be taking care of the super chats, I guess, John, as much as I can.
Thank you.
So Felix Klinge sent €5. Said I got the hardest nostalgia flash when I saw it a couple months back at your place, John. Played it immediately when I got home. So I guess this is your friend Felix.
Yep, he's back. Thank you for watching, dude. It's yes, this game totally owns. It's fantastic. And it's really interesting. As we'll see when we get into this game, and maybe you guys probably remember this, is like this game has an insane sense of scale to it.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it feels big in a really
Really
cool way.
Big maps, right? So lots
Yeah.
of verticality.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Oh,
It
yeah.
really, this game, more so than so many other games, felt like you went from destination to destination per stage. Like you're actually traversing to somewhere, whereas, every other, especially first person shooter or action game, it was mostly like maze based. Like Doom was all mazes, and,
That's right.
Dark Forces 1 was also kind of like mazes. But this
Yeah.
was like you're actually going from point A to point B, and then the next stage usually continues from point B to then C. And it was really fun to have a game where you were literally, acting out the story in the stages itself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
it's
here,
really
here we are. We're just kicking this off here, and this is so wild to see again. This game does have one flaw that always annoyed me, and it has to do with the frame rate. Essentially, it looks like it's a 30 frames per second game, but if you look at the gun here, that's actually moving at 60. So the frame rate is actually 60, but everything, all the animations and camera movement and everything is limited to 30. And I suspect that this was done just to make sure it could run on a larger selection of PCs, but unfortunately this oh my gosh, everybody oh, I'm sorry about the audio volume. It's just, this is, like I said, it's as loud as it gets.
Yeah, it seems most people hear us because
Yeah, I really need to figure out what to do about that. Maybe get like an actual like mixing board or something, because right now it's just all USB mics.
yeah.
The first time I played this game, I remember I played on a Pentium 166 megahertz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't. I wasn't using any 3D card because I hadn't. I just had a SVGA. So I remember I played on 320 by 240.
We'll check that out later, actually.
Yeah, it runs really. It's very PlayStation-like, the graphics when you play that way.
So the thing about this is, so this does not run on a Quake engine or anything like that. This actually runs on LucasArts' own 3D engine. So it's a unique thing. And I guess the thing about this frame rate cap that we're seeing is the thing to keep in mind is that back in the day when this was new, like getting to 30 frames per second on the PC was actually kind of like not that easy.
Yeah.
Okay, now the game audio is too high apparently, so this is gonna be a constant battle. It's almost more difficult. I wish the Force could help me adjust my sound levels, but unfortunately it does not work like that.
Sadly, your Koreans are too low.
Exactly.
His M count is too low.
Yeah,
M count.
All right, so check this out, guys. This first area starts to show what I was talking about. Like it's dizzyingly high.
Yep.
Super huge. Yeah.
And
So
yeah, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say that we were talking about frame rate, but one thing I noted to you before we started streaming this is that I never played this game in first person because it makes me quite motion sick.
Oh right.
And a lot of this game is based around playing it in third person.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna get into
Lots of platforming, right?
Whoops, sorry.
tons of platforming later on. Difficult too.
Yeah, you're right.
Chuck Steak sends in $5. It says, I
Thank
used
you,
to play
Chuck.
this game online with 56k modem. Do you guys ever use the mod Sport? It gave you a grappling hook that could hook on other players. No.
That sounds awesome.
It's like Bionic Commando, but
Yeah, I
Star
actually
Wars?
ran out of ammo. Oh, I forgot. You actually have to be careful with ammo in this.
The first stage.
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
stage. Yeah. And you have to take care of the guys who punch you because they don't hit your shields. They just hit you, so
Oh
they
right.
can kill you pretty fast.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I remember this
Every-
game also
every-
having like the NPCs had like individual dialogues and stuff. So sometimes when you walk past them, they would say things and actually
Yep.
kind of relates to the story. And man, this game was wild back when I first played it.
It really was.
Remember the only Star Wars 3D game I've played before this one was Shadows of the Empire, and then when I played this game, it looked like a new generation for me.
Yeah.
You know, like something really.
It's interesting because I mean, you're right. Shadows of the Empire was quite impressive, and that also came out on the PC.
Yep.
But yeah, this definitely was kind of a step up. And my gosh, even today, like just like this, it's dizzying.
sights.
And there's a guy down there, even like, I love that. He's just
Yeah.
hanging out. It's such a cool environment to explore.
It's also interesting that when you think about it, Shadows of the Empire and this game kind of was
Hello,
the
Joy.
reinvigoration of the franchise at the time. Because
Yeah, that's
we
true.
hadn't had
Yeah.
that much media, and then the special editions came out, and then these games were kind of what was furthering new stories, especially Shadows of the Empire.
That's right.
So it's interesting to just see how much these video games had an impact on Star Wars as we would come to know it. I mean,
We did a
yeah,
big video on Shadows of the Empire. That was awesome.
Yeah.
oh yeah, you
so-
did do an episode on that.
Mhm.
That was one of the first big episodes I think that we kind of worked on heavily together.
Was it? No.
I mean, we had
I mean,
done
we
stuff
did-
before that, but that one was that had a lot of contribution. But-
Yeah, but I mean,
Hey, what was before that?
of course, Bubsy was the first.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Oh,
okay. that-
Bubsy. I watched
yeah.
the Bubsy one.
actually, yeah,
Oh,
that's
big
true.
dog.
That's true.
Uh,
Actually, that's one thing I think I tweeted about this, but it's also worth mentioning here. Is I saw somebody mention like, does the stream mean the end of the proper DF Retro videos? And I can say,
Yes.
definitely. Oh, well, sorry. There it is, folks. No, it means no. No. Those are my favorite types of videos to work on by far, and definitely have plans for a lot more. And some ideas to do it a little differently as well in the future. So
yeah.
once all that stuff is sorted, we'll be back with some cool stuff.
I mentioned before that you and I have like a spreadsheet of things we want to work on, which
Yeah.
keeps growing in size.
That's right.
But I mean, we are working on, and you're working on it stuff on your own too. So I mean, there's tons of the retro stuff.
Exactly. It's just
But-
it got sort of derailed by the next gen consoles.
Yeah, and you don't want to also go back on quality. You know, it's grown, it's become its own thing, it's become larger than it was. So it's not that like
That's
I
true.
don't think people don't get less content. It's just that the content is, the videos have become longer, they've become better. They encapsulate a lot more information. Like with Final Fight, it wasn't just like Final Fight on console. It was every single Final Fight game ever made on every console. So, it's just kind of changed course a little bit. And of course, you and I started working together on them. many things like that. So
Oh no, I actually got killed.
Oh.
It starts you over?
Yeah, it doesn't save, so
Oh my
I have
gosh.
to save manually.
Is there a
Yeah.
quick? There is a quick save. It's F9. All
I
right, let's do
think
this
one of the
right.
updates includes checkpoints, though, right? Like one of the
Might
later
be.
versions has checkpointing.
That's a good.
Really?
Yeah.
I think so.
So here's
Yeah.
so I actually installed this directly off the disc. So this is my original copy from the 90s. Still got it. Also, just I'm gonna say frequently from now on, but also just for fun, I have a secondary view for everybody to enjoy. Check this out. CRT vision coming your way. It's a webcam showing my CRT. This is what I'm playing on right now.
Best way to play it.
Yes. So I'm looking at the CRT as we play. Oh,
Oh, and Turbo Chop 33. F9 is your friend. So yeah, is F9 the quick?
F9 is the
quick save?
quick save.
Yeah.
I will be using this button many times. Thank you, Turbo Chop 3300. This is appreciated. That's actually one of the things you got to get used to, because these stages are long in this game.
Yeah.
Like, it's big stages to explore. You need a quick save.
I've remembered there's the first stage when you get the lightsaber. It's huge. Like it took like 30 minutes to finish.
Also,
Oh yeah.
do you guys
And then-
remember the falling ship level?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember
Of course.
That is so like interesting, and I feel like it's never like that concept is really interesting.
Yo-Yo Yoshio 267 is back. And
Yes.
Despite being 22, DF is so nostalgic that ad-lib OST.
Yeah,
22.
dang. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad to see some folks can appreciate us playing on the Boomer PC.
The boomer.
Baby Goose is saying we should play Shadows of the Empire, and you just mentioned that there is a DF Retro episode on
There
Shadows
is.
of the Empire, which is a great episode.
Perhaps late in the stream before we get off, we can actually install and play that briefly.
Yeah, the PC version of that is interesting. It has some
It is.
differences.
I
so-
kind of prefer N64. I think.
Oh, I
in the end,
prefer the
Yeah,
N64
me too.
version too,
But
especially for the cutscenes.
yeah. Oh yeah.
They're
Oh,
really
man.
well drawn cutscenes.
Yeah, it's like the Drusen type artwork, and then the PC has the 90s-esque CGI.
Yeah.
Which, has
Quick
its charm
save.
too, but it's not as nice looking.
Okay, last time I got here, I ran out of ammo at this part, so I'm doing better.
I believe if you use the pistol, you have more accuracy and you spend less ammo
I think that's probably
trying to shoot.
a wise choice.
Yeah, this pistol is super accurate. Accurated? I don't know how to say that. Has a really good single shot.
So Danilo, you actually recently set up a classic PC as well. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it's very similar to yours. I think it's a Pentium 3 900 megahertz.
So you have a
slot
slightly
one
faster
machine.
CPU then. That's cool.
Yeah, and Voodoo 2
Excellent.
for glide, exactly like yours, and
Yep.
FX 5500.
The
for-
GeForce FX, right?
Yeah, for OpenGL and DirectX.
So this is something I kind of learned after the fact, is that a lot of these NVIDIA cards from like the TNT upwards actually make really good like DOS cards.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, like they're the thing about DOS is that there's a lot of modes and such that a lot of graphics cards don't support, and
Yeah,
they get really bad performance if you don't support DOS fully. And the NVIDIA cards are great, and the GeForce FX was the last series of NVIDIA cards that had really good DOS support. After
yeah,
that,
they have those palletized textures, right?
yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that they can do that you
Yeah.
can't do on most other newer cards in DOS will not work together.
Hmm.
Oh, there he comes.
Yeah. I remember I used I was very frustrated when I was younger because I got Radeon 96 Pro, like 600
Oh
Pro.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, and it does that didn't run my old games like I remember X-Wing wasn't running with 3D acceleration anymore. You know, like TIE Fighter, those Windows 95 versions. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. There was
Hmm.
Windows 95 updated versions. Oh,
Yeah, to simply stop it working with old games and just direct access to it.
oh man. This is whew. There's stuff down. Oh, I'm getting shot somehow. Where? Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't actually hear the sound myself, so I can't tell if there's stuff firing at me.
It would be kind of difficult. The game gets
Yeah.
difficult without sound because it does
Whoa.
rely a lot on audio cues when like enemies show up and
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
you're right.
you
A
have
lot
to-
of old shooters were especially like this, where when an enemy AI would activate, they would play a sound.
yeah.
Yeah,
And that like coming alive sound was very useful in terms of you run into a room and you listen for all those sounds and you kind of immediately know how many enemies you're gonna have to deal with. It's really useful.
I believe this game has support for 3D sound, right?
Ooh, it might. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I have a
Oh,
Sound Blaster Live, you know, and I've
that's
tried
right.
with this game and sounds amazing.
Oh, I should also talk about the sound setup, and it doesn't really apply to this game so much, but what I ended up using was a variant of the, I think it's, so I have a Sound Blaster Live, and it's a great card, but I ended up going for an AWE 64,
No,
a specific model of that after trying several because I wanted an ISA card for the best DOS compatibility. And a lot of Sound Blaster cards have a weird. So I also have a Roland SC55 sound canvas here, and a lot
yeah,
of those
it's amazing.
older Sound Blaster cards, there's a glitch with the joystick port when used with the Roland card. It causes notes to hang sometimes. So they kind of like you'll hear a song and then it'll play like a note and then the note just kind of gets stuck. And that was fixed with the newer everything from like Sound Blaster 64, AWE 64 and up, which was kind of the last one. But the AWE 32, I also have one of those, and that has the problem pretty bad.
Um,
So
do you think
it's weird.
do you think it works with the Sound Blaster Live?
So there was it might it probably would. There was some reason I switched from the Sound Blaster Live. I can't fully remember. Like that was actually one of the better cards, but I think there was some DOS games that didn't like because
Yeah.
Sound Blaster Live is PCI, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that doesn't always play nicely.
Uh,
It, you have to use like an emulation layer.
yes, it's emulation card for DOS games. I remember Pinball Fantasies had some problems with it. I never fully was
That's
capable
right.
of playing.
That's the light. Do I have back to tanks?
I don't think so. I know if
can't-
it isn't showing there, you don't have it back to tanks.
Oh dang it!
Hmm.
Whoops. Oh, you can type stuff. Okay. YOLO.
Yo,
Oh
The game just boots out and just crashes.
no. NOLO. So now I'm a little bit low on health, so I gotta be careful.
yeah.
But I have been saving. Hello, robot.
Oh, that's good. What's the sound that this little guy made? It's like, like
I know. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Bacta is F4. No, I must not have any Bacta.
Yeah. You just have the field lights, right?
Field light, external camera. Don't have any Bacta yet.
Oh.
It's so cool though that people in the chat actually know off the top of their heads like the keyboard shortcuts for this
The
stuff.
keyboard controls.
That's awesome.
Because they can be
Yeah.
quite complicated, as you know
guys have
from
come
our
to the right
Batman Forever
place.
video.
Memories
Oh,
coming
Batman
back.
Forever. My God.
I will always remember that.
So, yeah, go ahead, Daniel.
No, just remember the video that you guys showed the PC version of Batman.
Oh yeah, that was.
I didn't knew that thing exists. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
it's
that was
bad.
it was a game I made you buy when we found it, John. I was like, oh, you should pick that one up. And
I'm glad we did because it was very funny in the end.
it was very funny until you made me capture all the versions of Batman Forever.
Oh, cause we decided we can't just like we have to go all the way.
Yes.
We can't talk about this and not show the other versions. But I'm glad we did that because we discovered that the Mega Drive version is actually the best version.
Yeah, surprisingly, because I had always heard that was the worst one, and you know the game is terrible and this and that. But then it turned out that the Mega Drive version was pretty fun to play, controlled well and rebalanced, and yeah, who knew?
Yeah, the resolution of those multi-platform games was better on Mega Drive, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
for the most part.
Like
I mean,
Pitfall.
the colors would be worse, but
Yeah.
In that case, the Super NES version had loading and slowdown and all kinds
yeah,
of
that's
stuff.
a terrible version.
Yeah.
Oh, I just caught a comment out of the corner of my eye that says this overlay is amazing, and I want to thank Audi for making that because
Yes,
he always does the special overlays for the channel, and man, they are good.
I
love
love
this
the
one.
Chester Cheetah
the sticker.
sticker.
It's very real to life if you've been to John's place.
Well, it's hard to have that stuff here though. It's possible. but
Yeah,
difficult.
you're lucky though. You have a U.S. store.
Well, I
an
haven't been able
actual,
to
like,
go in all of 2020 and so far 2021.
True. I mean, under
hope it's still there.
circumstances, I mean, we are in the Great Cheetos Depression right now. But in
Oh,
normal times, you know,
Okay.
you would get the
enjoy them.
Cheetos easily.
Oh man, look at this! Like how high up this is. This is cool.
Yeah, it's ginormous.
Was this the game that they had like the Sith engine? Was that what it was called?
I don't.
Yeah,
can't-
I think
was it
it's
called the Sith engine?
This was
Actually,
the
I
one
don't
introducing
remember.
it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and later used it on Indiana Jones, the Infernal Machine,
Right.
and Star Wars: The Phantom Menace as well, right?
Ooh, I bought that game day one.
Yeah, I bought
Yeah,
that
me
too.
It's not good.
You're talking about the overhead one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Which a weird like Star Wars RPG adventure.
It's pretty bad actually.
Yeah, I have to admit I like the Mos Eisley level,
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember that.
Dude,
the ones that you have to look for the parts, you know.
Did you guys just see that? I thought that was cool looking. Like
With the hall
coming in
and the
here
lights.
and like the lights going down there, and it's just
Yeah.
it's got a cool atmosphere and the graffiti. Somebody
Almost
says
Blade
Jedi
Runner, like-
engine. Actually, they say the Jedi engine.
Oh, was it Jedi
Oh, okay.
engine? Okay, what was the Sith engine then?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
the Phantom Menace?
Maybe.
Would be fitting.
And then somebody said the
Yeah.
dark engine. The dark engine is for Thief and System Shock 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here goes the arm.
we got some. See, this was another thing. Is like, this was a game that had some like it had the cutscenes throughout the game, so you're actually following the story. You get cutscenes between the different missions. Like it really kind of flowed nicely. I love this. Wait, somebody says no. It's Sith engine. Okay, I'm confused. I don't know.
Okay.
It's one of them. It's one of them.
Yeah.
It runs on an engine. We can say that
Fair enough.
much.
It runs on an engine with hardware accelerated ray tracing.
Well, I wonder how
Okay.
this game would look with ray tracing.
So apparently, Andrew is saying no. The Jedi engine was Dark Forces. Sith engine was Jedi Knight. That kind of checks out. Oh man,
Okay.
the webcam does not like all this like light. It's like washing out the image real bad.
Oh, for the CRT vision?
CRT vision, no.
You can bring back the John vision soon, I guess.
Let's bring back John Vision for now. Here we are.
There you go.
John Vision.
Oh,
Danilo, I was surprised to learn you were telling me that like this game had a full Portuguese dub released,
Yeah.
which
You have it
Yeah.
there, don't you?
Yeah, I have it right here. Okay, here it is. Oh, let me try to say. Here.
Yeah.
This is the Brazilian version of the game. As you guys can see, it's totalmente em português. So it's 100% Portuguese.
That's. I mean, I think
They
that's really
dub
cool that
it.
they actually like LucasArts took the time to do that. And I kind of wonder how many other languages it was dubbed into now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, probably French and German, I would assume.
I think there's a German
Yeah.
version. I've seen it before.
Yeah, I've seen it at like when we go to the stores in Germany. I
Yeah,
think I've seen
exactly.
like complete in German on the box. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
here in
you-
Brazil, we had like Rebel Assault as well, but Rebel Assault was in English, but
Yeah.
the subtitles was in Portuguese. So
right.
Ah,
Yo-Yo Yoshio is saying Rebel Assault was a game. It definitely was. It definitely was a game.
it was. It was kind of one of those CD-ROM demo games, if you will,
yeah,
where it's not good, but it's interesting.
oh, it's coming from the ceiling. The guy's throwing thermal detonators on you over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Sanisheli is sending, I guess, 10 AIs. What Danilo adding ray tracing to his next games?
Oh,
Are you adding ray tracing to your next game? I don't know if that would help
yeah.
you too much.
Moon Rider will hit. It's. I think we already have ray tracing on Moon Rider. Like you can see some reflections sometimes. Blazing
yeah.
Chrome as well. Yeah, it's very expensive stuff.
oh no. Okay, I'm just gonna die here because I got
Oh, no.
exploded up close.
It's interesting that I mean, when I lived in Brazil, one thing I kind of learned was that official releases wasn't that common because
No.
most people just buy piratas.
Yes.
So I was actually more surprised just to see that you had an official version than
Oh, yeah.
dub.
For
But I guess
PC
PC gaming was
Yeah,
different.
PC gaming. It was different because the most people that bought buy it. I don't know how to the correct way to speak, but they're like more adults, you know. So
Ah,
PC gaming was something that was aimed for adults during that time.
yep.
And so there's this company, Brassoft, and they release officially here in Brazil lots of video games from LucasArts and Quake, Doom, you know. So you have all those official releases that were
That's so
localized.
cool. That's really cool.
JH is sending 50 Norwegian kroners. Rebel Assault had some seriously impressive pre-rendered CG. It looks decent aside from the FMV resolution.
Yeah, it does. And I hadn't played it until more recently, I guess, but you kind of showed me the PlayStation version, which was done by Factor 5.
Exactly. Which is a pretty
Yeah,
good
PlayStation.
version.
Yeah, it's amazing. You have real 3D models for the ships, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they changed them.
Yeah.
So
So it's less FMV in that version.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I've played Rebel Assault on my Boomer PC, I think 3 months ago, and I was using the Sidewinder, Microsoft Sidewinder.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
joystick. Yeah, and it works pretty good using the Sidewinder for everything.
That's true.
oh,
the
even the
Sidewinder is
shooter
great.
stages.
Yeah, I remember when I use mouse or keyboard, I
Boy.
always have this horrible delay, and when I use the joystick, plays great.
Smooth. That's great.
So Bartman 3010. Since this game never received a console port, do you think this game should receive a modern console port like Outcast and Academy?
I would say I would love this to be handed to Night Dive as a
Yeah.
project and say, guys, work your magic, make this great, because that's what they do over there.
Yeah, nice. Perfect.
So I think if
Can
they...
you imagine? Oh no, continue.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, can you imagine this game running on Nintendo 64? Because I remember they ported Indiana Jones for Nintendo 64, and it was the
Factor
same engine, right?
Yeah.
I think the N64 game of that Indiana Jones, that was like Factor 5's own work there.
Was it?
Oh,
Oh yeah, you're right. It was.
That was a very special port, if I recall.
Yeah.
mm,
Very impressive for the N64.
yeah.
Also, I saw above. I gotta laugh. Somebody said that we're NVIDIA shills and ray tracing propaganda, and you know what? That is true. Well, at least the ray tracing part, because ray tracing is awesome. I will shill all day for ray tracing, and I'll do it for free. That's the key. Oh my
Okay,
gosh!
they use some- Yeah.
Look at that's you kind of get that weak in the knees feeling sometimes in this game. I would like to play this in
Yeah.
VR actually.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, I think I would be pretty emotional
Oh,
playing
wait,
this in
where am I
VR.
going here? I should forget. Is there?
I think you have to go
Nortron
back.
0 cents in 5, yeah. This is
Or
5
do I
British
need to?
pounds. Thanks so much.
Do I need to activate something?
Yeah, I
find
think
out.
you have to go back. It's,
Oh, maybe in here.
mhm.
Oh no, no, Ragnar. It's actually changed. We were Microsoft shills up until launch of PS5, and then we switched, and now it's kind of reversed. You know how it goes.
It changes from day to day.
It kind of changes
depends
from
on
day
how
to
you
day.
wake up.
Exactly. Depends on the
Someone's
results in
calling,
the video.
I guess someone's calling me a Bubsy and Alfred Chicken propagandist.
You're right. That's
Yes.
absolutely true. There's a lot of Bubsy propaganda up in here.
So, Danilo, did you mostly play PC games growing up then, or?
50-50. Like, I didn't had a good PC, but I
Hmm.
played a lot of those games, and most of those early 3D games on PC run well without a video card. So
Right.
I played a
Yeah.
lot like Tomb Raider, Jedi Knight, Quake 1, Quake 2.
Yeah, those all
But
run really well without a 3D card.
yeah, they're pretty decent. They look like a PlayStation game when you play them without the hardware acceleration. So
Kind of
it was
better
okay
in
for
many
me.
ways.
Yeah.
Because the textures don't warp as much, and they
Mhm.
tend to run a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Ooh, health pack.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But I played a lot of Super Nintendo as well, Mega Drive.
Of course.
Basically everything.
That's
I wouldn't
awesome.
expect this much from Sega in general. Was pretty much
Oh.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Down.
Even when I lived there, it was
Tectoy.
I
course.
I actually went to the Tectoy offices, which was
Oh,
a
cool.
really boring trip. Actually, it was just an office,
Oh.
and it was many years ago. I was quite young, so
Mhm.
I didn't really know where I was and what I was doing. So I kind of wish I could go back in time and like actually look more
Jeez,
in
one
depth
health.
at what they were doing there.
Get
But
Tectoy.
it was fun to see just the fact that they still were manufacturing Sega Mega Drives, and
Oh boy.
uh,
I saved
I
with
s-
12 health by accident. That's not good.
that's not good. And I really wish I said this on previous streams when we talked about Brazil. I really wish I bought the games I saw, because I remember I saw like Street Fighter 2 on Master System,
Oh yeah. There's a lot
Legend
of
of
people.
Evolution.
Duke Nukem for Mega Drive.
Yeah,
Mm,
I really wanted
Dang
to
it.
buy those Monica games on Master System, because Monica was it's a comic book, and
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
it was simple enough that I could study the language,
Uh-huh.
reading it, because like Snoopy for Brazilians.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
I remember seeing that there were Master System games in the store near where I lived. And I never bought them because I didn't think about it. This was 2005, 2004. So
Yeah, they still have lots of Master
They
System
still-
stuff.
yeah, back then they had a lot of it. But you didn't think about it back then. That's kind of like historically relevant, because it was just kind of like, oh, that's interesting. And then I should have bought all of that stuff and kept it.
Yeah, you have a good collection right now if you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they released like Wonder Boy for Master System, right?
Right, yeah. It's
Uh,
conversion of
and-
that.
Yeah, Monica was basically a hack of Wonder Boy. And that was
Oh.
weird because Tectoy released first Wonder Boy, and then
Yeah.
they released Monica. So I was like, what? I've
the
already
same-
played this game. It's Wonder Boy. Why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why is it Monica? But it's
Why
pretty good.
Monica is here?
It's a pretty
Tectoy
good hack
pioneering
though.
in
Like
in
the
the
graphic
hacks.
of Monica looks good. So
Yeah.
I've played it since, and I'm it's fun. But I really wish I did pick up like Mortal Kombat 3 on Master System and all these
Oh
things.
my
I
god.
thought
Yeah.
That thing is an atrocious but amazing thing.
Yeah.
exactly
Oops,
and
sorry.
official. So
Official. Yeah. Was Tectoy.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Okay, so
I got for my friend Jesse from the United States. I got for him a Mega Drive version of Duke Nukem.
oh
He
yeah,
works
Oh,
on
okay.
he works on Gearbox, and he was like, "Hey, it's true that there's Duke Nukem for Mega Drive in Brazil," and yeah, I can get one for you.
dude, that's so
He
cool.
was he was pretty amazed by it.
it's
Let's
harder to
see.
find today, right? I mean, it's been many years since
Oh,
I
there
went to
it is.
Brazil, but nowadays you only find it on like online, right?
Yeah. You cannot find in a box anymore, just like loose cartridges
Yeah.
online. It's not expensive here because there was a lot of them,
Hmm.
but you cannot find on stores anymore. Just Mega Drive. You can buy a Mega Drive here.
Yeah, you can still
If you
buy
want.
those, I see. But
Mm.
yeah, when I was there, I used to go to
It's not-
Liberdade, and like in
Ah,
Liberdade,
yeah.
Uh-oh.
it was
Liberdade. Uh-huh.
always like a store or a booth or something that had like boxed Mega Drive, Master System games
How does this
back
work?
then. So, but I guess this
Guys.
has all changed since then.
Uh-huh.
I'm having a,
John,
a
I
senior
think you
moment
have
here.
yeah, I think you have to go up there and wait for the box to cross, and then you go up the box. You know, the behind you.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to
that's
go
what
there
it is.
and
Yeah.
jump. Uh-huh. Yeah.
How do I get up there though?
Yeah. That's a good question.
That's what I need to figure out now.
Hmm.
There's stuff down here. Can't be this way. Ooh, you got the present for me.
But they right now they re-releasing some games of some Mega Drive games on box.
I
like
saw that.
Monica.
They just did a Monica one, right?
Yeah.
That is super cool.
I might need to get that then, like since they're actually re-releasing it.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
they re-released the Mega Drive. So. Oh yeah, you have to activate that and
Now
go
I
upstairs.
go. I have to go around and do that. Woo. Man, you can run fast in this game.
Yeah.
Wait, he's back?
Hey John, the Mega Drive that you got from Brazil, did it work it with your TV?
Yeah. So,
Uh,
it does work, but in black and white.
oh,
So
because it's Paul M.
It's it's a special iteration
Brazilian.
of Brazilian
Yeah.
version of PAL. So it does
Yeah.
work, but it's all black and white. But it's still
Oh,
really
okay.
neat to like see. So it's cool. I love it. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. I was curious because of the color scheme, because here it's 60 hertz Paul.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's which is super weird, but cool.
Yeah. I had
Oh,
the
man.
same problem with my friends, like David Martinez from Half Fury.
Oh
I
yeah.
got him a Nintendo clone, Turbo game. That's official Brazilian Nintendo clone,
Oh cool.
and it was Paul, so he couldn't play on his American TV, even if it's 60 hertz. It was black and white as well.
Red key. Did we miss any chats up there, Audi? I feel like there was one that I caught.
Was there one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Yo Yoshio said we were all paid off by 3DFX to be positive.
Oh man, that would be such an
Busted.
honor. If I had to shill for anyone, it would totally be the original 3DFX guys.
It's not a question from Super Chat, but there's someone asking if we're a fan of the old expanded universe of Star Wars, and I was hugely into it.
Yes.
And I read
Yeah.
a lot of the books, and of course the video games, the comic books, and yeah, I was very much into the expanded universe back
That was a
then.
very special time in Star Wars history, I think. I
Yeah, it
really
got
enjoyed
kind
that
of too
stuff.
crazy eventually. I kind of understand why they had to make them legends rather than EU.
Yeah.
Uh, but it was really fun during this time, especially with the video games, and because we had grown up and we were just at the age where we were, able to invest more
Oh
time and
yeah, yeah,
money
yeah, of
into this.
course.
So it was fun to kind of take part in
Remember,
it.
yeah, like Luke Skywalker marrying with Mara Jade.
Well, Mara Jade, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
People still want. There's actually an expansion to this game that you play as Mara Jade.
Yeah, Misters of the Sith, right?
Yep,
Oh
Misters.
yeah, the add-on.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
which is really good. Uh,
Mysteries of the Sith has it's the very first demo that I ever downloaded on my PC on an
Oh,
internet
wow.
connection. When I first got internet, the very first thing I did was download a demo of that.
Yeah.
And it
That
took
game is
it took
amazing.
hours, possibly even like a day. Oh wait, I don't want to
Uh,
be up there.
I remember that game has colored lights, you know?
It does. They upgraded the engine.
Yeah, yeah. They made some upgrades on the engine.
Yep.
Okay, so what are we doing here?
Now you have to wait for the box.
Yeah,
to
it looks like it's
drop.
coming down.
Yeah.
You see how they do the MIP selection on this game? How from a distance it's like really blurry, and then it like clicks over to each texture as
Yeah.
it gets closer.
For the LOD models as well, like Stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's really interesting times this was.
mhm.
But they did a lot with this very simple geometry. Like it feels very just awesome.
Well, Star
Yeah,
Wars fits that simplicity too.
It truly
especially
does.
This era.
I agree.
Yeah. You really felt like you're in some cargo stuff, you know, like with those big boxes and elevators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a logic. There's a logic to where you progress. It's not just like nonsensical level design. It feels like they created a place and then
Yep.
built, enemies and stuff
Absolutely.
around what's logical. The Phantom Knot says he sent $6.66.
Ooh.
Not retro related, but will you guys check out the Guilty Gear Strive open beta coming next week? It's looking nice. Yes, I love.
That does look cool.
I love some Guilty Gear.
Let's see here.
Oh no, the Jabba pigs
It's
are
okay.
too strong.
Yeah,
I see.
I'm
Batalia
actually-
is in the chat too. By the way.
Wait, is he?
Yeah.
Oh man.
He
Welcome to
says
the
the
welcome to
animated
the party,
conveyor
pal.
belt. The animated conveyor belt seems to not have MIPS. Interestingly, it's very alias.
Ah, yes, it's very selective the way they apply them. Like some surfaces don't have mip maps and others do. I don't know. So, which makes me think that the reason they look so bad at times is that they were doing a lot of like manual placement of that stuff, or like defining like, okay, this object's gonna have mip maps, this one's not, and I don't know. It feels very hacked together, if you will. Like trying to manage it all like in software by their, without any sort of assistance from the driver, maybe. I don't know. Oh man, the size of this room, that huge crane. Yeah, this has, look at that crane.
Yeah.
That has no mip maps on it at all. It's just a mess.
So
Yeah.
James sends in £5 and says, "Which program do Jedi use to open PDF files?" Adobe WAN Kenobi.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
I'm glad you
Uh,
paid us to hear that joke.
I appreciate that one. Oh man.
Yeah,
You know,
I think
you know,
have
just for fun, let's
Mhm.
try this. Well, first I'm gonna do a full save. Stream time. Okay, then it goes back to the game. I'm actually gonna try switching this over to software mode. Who's up for a little
Yeah.
software rendering? Let's do this. So now
Yeah.
we are now in full software mode. Oh wait, look, they cycle in the textures. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Hey, does it look better at all?
it looks kind of awesome. Whoa, that's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, $5 from Yoshi Woo. He says, "Just saying what's up, John and crew.
Oh man,
Keep up the great work." Now, Yoshi has worked on Star Wars. He's a
That's
fantastic
right.
visual artist, a great guy.
super nice guy.
So go on Twitter and follow him for just fun nerd stories and just good chats. So, and
Absolutely.
he's worked with GameSack a lot as well, doing great graphics work for them. So,
Exactly.
just giving Yoshi a pretty good
A
shout
nice
out
shout
there.
out.
Yeah. My Life in Gaming is in the chat. Go
Uh-oh.
unsubscribe to them. Just go on their channel and click the unsubscribe button on My Life in Gaming.
It's their life. Uh-oh, I'm down to
Yeah,
4 health somehow.
they can have their life in game.
So I'm actually getting some glitching here in 2D mode.
Yeah.
It's probably because it's a slightly newer driver, and so I'm gonna switch
Probably.
back to 3D here.
I remember I played in those modes X. I don't
Look at
know
this,
what
though.
that was.
Let's try
Uh-huh.
this. Please don't crash. Oh yes.
Oh yeah, that looks like TIE Fighter for those.
Wow, look at that, yeah.
Now let's see. Uh-oh.
Oh.
It's kind of like super hot now.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about. Look at this stuff. This is great, man.
This is
Yeah.
how you play the game.
This is the only. Oh, they don't even do sprites. It's just.
Oh
Wow,
my
look
god.
at that.
It's just the
like-
actual the rectangle they
Yeah.
mapped the sprite onto.
wow.
Oh, that's funny. Oh man. Okay, that's actually hard to play that way, but it's cool. Should we look at the wireframe real quick? Uh-oh.
I guess not.
No, we will not look at the
Yeah.
wireframe.
A wireframe for you, Mr. John.
Lighting. Wait. what's the difference?
Someone said,
Oh, is
whoa,
it full,
the Jaguar
full bright
stream
mode?
is back.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is. It's full bright mode. So
Oh.
it gets rid of the light
Yeah.
maps, I guess. So it's just.
Yeah.
That's super weird looking, but not great.
So, someone's asking you, of all the Star Wars games that you played over the years, what do you consider to be your personal favorite?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I'll let you think about it until we're done with the other super chats here. Yoshio says pre-baked lighting with no texture maps is pure pure love.
Did you see that guy? Sorry, I didn't.
Yeah,
mean to,
that
I
was-
didn't mean to interrupt, but that was an amazing shot that he took.
Yeah. From nowhere, like. Bah.
All right, back to Yo-Yo Yoshio.
Oh, as
The
I said,
man.
pre-baked lighting with no texture maps is pure lovemaking. He says.
I tend to agree with that.
Someone says that the other modes
he did it
remind them
again!
of another world. Which,
Okay, I need to take
we
this
can
guy
see.
out. Yeah, actually, that would be interesting. I would like to
Someone
see
else
a full, more like 3D camera in what is it, like for like another world, but like with a full 3D camera where we can like look around. I don't know. Not that
Oh,
anything
actually,
outside of that is rendered necessarily, but is there something like
When
that?
you mention that now, someone has been working on a Unreal VR mod for Another World. Like, not mod, but like a reconstruction.
Oh, dude,
So,
Cool.
I would love that.
I get motion sick from VR, but it's one that I'm willing to throw myself into,
Oh.
considering how much I love that game.
Okay, let me take this guy out.
Someone else was sending me a question here. I know it's not the subject, but can you say if Turrican did well enough in its first week after release on Switch and PS4? So I mean, for Turrican stuff, I don't work internally with those guys, so I don't know the numbers. But I think it did very well. So
That's
but,
good. I'd imagine
I
so.
can't confirm. Like if
You can neither confirm nor deny.
I think everyone's pretty happy with the performance on Turrican so far. I can say that much, and hopefully it continues so that we can get a new Turrican made by Danilo.
Oh my.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's the
I had to
place.
finish Moon Rider, and then I probably see what we can do.
Uh-oh.
But man, I'm so tired. It's like 4 years, 4 or 5 years working straight without any vacation.
Yeah, you've been
Oh,
pretty
man.
busy. So
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
cranking out some real
Pretty neat.
bangers though,
Yeah.
but still, it's a lot of work. What happened to the? You've been teasing that 3D horror game.
Oh yeah, that was. I was trying to. I made a small demo of that game with my friend Andre, and we're planning to maybe work on that after Moonrider. You know, like a side project. Maybe it becomes our next big game. Maybe not.
That could be interesting.
Yeah, I
So
really want to make a 3D game, like low poly one.
that would be awesome. I'd love to see that. Cause I think that's like that's a really neat aesthetic, especially if you can do like low polygon, but like at smooth performance. It has a really cool like aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody I
Yeah.
just saw mention the PC X2 card in this PC. We actually tried to get that working in this game earlier, but the game just doesn't want to see it. So I'm thinking there's too many graphics cards in this PC, and it just doesn't want to detect that. So I wasn't able to get the Power VR going in here.
And this game's like a confused old man. He's like, oh, what? It's what?
Because I mean,
Command cards?
who would own 3 graphics accelerators back then?
Yeah,
It's just cool that you can
That's
use
true.
all 3 in the same system, and they all work. Only 3D effects and Power VR make it possible. Only
yeah.
you
I
go.
was impressed that I managed to use my FX 5500 with the Voodoo 2, so it
Uh-oh.
was great.
Oh. Thought I was stuck. So now I'm back to worrying about ammo.
Oh no.
See, this game is serious business, though.
Yeah.
It does not mess
Hardcore.
around. It's a fun challenge, though. Oh,
I
are you
believe
kidding?
oh no.
Dag-
The later
donut.
levels are easier than this level, than these first 2 ones.
Yeah, this level is challenging indeed.
Yeah.
But very, very cool.
I seem to have some fans in the chat. Danilo, someone says you look great. Mateos.
Oh,
Uh,
Oh man.
super chat from Firebreath56 asking any plans to do DF Retro for Resident Evil 4?
You know, that's one of those things they probably should do at some point.
Yeah.
Because it's such an iconic game. Maybe if there's like, you know, like a remake or something, it would be the right time.
You know, if you do it, then Danilo should help you look at that SIBO Resident Evil
Oh,
color port.
Oh yeah, you can you can be a
Oh,
guest to talk about that.
Oh, this Zibo version. Yeah.
Maybe you
Oh,
guys
I
should
have
explain what
nightmares
Zibo
about
is to the chat in
game.
case they aren't aware.
Yeah, Danilo?
Well, okay. Well, Zibo, it was the Brazilian trying to make a video game, like a cell phone video game. You know, to use like a cell phone processor, right?
Yep.
Processor. Yeah. And use like 3G technology to download the games. It was a really weird stuff, and never
It was
ported.
basically the Ouya
Yeah.
before the Ouya.
Yeah.
If anyone remembers the Ouya.
How could I forget?
But yeah, the SIBO was interesting because I never got one, but I kind of wanted to play it, and I could never find any. Even then there, but it had like a Double Dragon port, a Double Dragon 2, no,
Quake
Double Dragon
1.
1.
Yeah, Double
Yeah,
Dragon 1.
Quake.
Wow. Double Dragon.
Yeah, it has the new graphics and everything, so that Double Dragon port is, you know, unique. And then
I
Resident Evil
know-
4.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 is like the iPhone version, but worse.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
it's
even worse.
worse?
Yeah,
So-
it's worse.
I don't
No
think it
way.
is the iPhone version though, is it? It's like
Yeah.
I think it's even like I think it's different from the iPhone version if I understood correctly.
Remember the zombies were blue? They are blue skin. Yeah, it was really weird stuff.
Jesus.
Oh no.
These freaking like there's just stuff that comes out of nowhere and just gets you.
Thermal detonator.
Yeah, those things are bad news.
I have a friend that worked in Zibo, and he worked with the Quake part of Zibo, and he
Oh.
told me there's on Quake 2. Remember those lasers on the? That's like there was in the prison stage of Quake 2 that you have lasers on laser grease on the floor, stuff like that. He
Oh,
told me
yeah.
that they couldn't render the lasers correctly, so they just left it invisible. So you cannot see the laser beams.
Oh no. So you're kind
Oh.
of
Yeah,
screwed.
yeah. So you're
That's not.
completely
That's
screwed.
really bad, actually.
Yeah, he told me like, oh, it was so shit, and that was happening.
It was hacked in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're doing
someone
this for
was saying that
Zebo.
Double Dragon on Zebo was a port of the Nokia version. Yeah, definitely.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
Huh.
Oh,
You know,
that is interesting.
Java, like a Symbian Java game episode, the Retro would be fun one day to look at like Doom RPG and the Resident Evil
Oh yeah, you're totally
Yeah.
right.
isometric games, and
I featured a
I
Java
have an
game
archive.
once on the channel. When I did a video
Remember-
on Meg. Oh my gosh, this is
Oh,
this game is pretty tough, especially when you're streaming here.
remember those old Prince of Persia?
Oh,
Ja-
yeah.
Yeah, the Warrior Within, Sands of Time.
Yeah.
Out of ammo?
Yeah, there was a lot of these Java games that were kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I would maybe that's
They
an
had
episode we'll
big
look
sword.
into.
Oh, okay. So ammo scarcity is a serious problem in this game,
Yeah.
which is actually kind of engaging because it really makes you play more strategically. It's just when you're streaming, it's tough.
Yeah, you have to talk and play at the same time.
Yeah, this is something we're still learning to do.
I'm terrible at it.
Like I'm still learning to talk, so
This is
I'm
like
halfway there.
this is like somebody on Twitter said that this is like watching games done quick but without the quick part.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, it's like games
Yeah.
done slow.
Games done slow.
I love games done quick, so I always donate to them. So that's a very nice comparison.
Oh,
Yo Yoshio, what era of games do you think hold up the best in HD?
so
Hold up the best in HD. So I'm guessing you're asking about games prior to HD that now hold up well in HD. So
yeah, no doubt.
Probably PS2 stuff, maybe.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No,
Yeah.
PS2 stuff's best on a CRT.
Yeah, that's
the
also
thing.
specific with the interlacing and stuff, but
Oh.
Yeah, it's difficult.
I agree. I mean, I guess like, man. See, that's the thing that
I feel like
I
it
guess-
doesn't come down to even era. It comes down to art
No,
direction,
yeah,
right?
it comes down to
feels
art
up
direction.
Yeah,
best.
yeah.
there is no one era that does it really well. I'd say it just varies from game to
Yeah.
game, and honestly, in a lot of cases, I kind of feel like many old games are best played at their original resolution on an appropriate display. That's where they look their best. If you play PlayStation 2 games on a good CRT, they're so sharp and just intense. Like they look amazing, I think.
Yeah.
And then you try to
Yeah.
blow it up on an emulator, and a lot of times it kind of falls apart. Doesn't look great.
What about something like MechWarrior 2?
See, MechWarrior 2's got that super
Yeah, MechWarrior
clean design that just really holds up well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That- There was the guy. There was Mr. Thermal Detonator. He was just
Oh,
hanging out
okay.
over there, like causing me issues from above.
someone says Twilight Princess looks good in HD, especially on Wii U. Well,
Yeah,
that was kind of remastered for.
Yeah, the
they had
textures were.
all new textures and
They-
stuff. That was a good.
Yeah.
That's a nice version.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think I have to wait for it to go up, maybe.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh yeah.
Yoshi Woo is back. One question before I go back to making assets. If you can have a true HD remake of any Star Wars game or asset, what would it be? Oh man.
Oh man, it might be this one actually.
So HD remake. No, this one. Yeah, maybe this one, but
Because I mean, so the newer Jedi Knight games, like once you get to like Jedi Knight 2, and beyond, those still hold up visually pretty well. And not that this doesn't in its own way, But I think that with this sense of scale and this kind of design, it would be really interesting to see. I mean,
But
maybe
this,
something like TIE
Yeah,
Fighter as well could be interesting.
TIE Fighter. Yeah.
I feel like when he says HD remake, he means like a full-on remake that kind of
Yeah,
is
exactly.
another chance to make a good game. And I would say like Shadows of the Empire, if you could remake that in HD and then
Oh
kind
yeah,
of
I see what you're saying.
smooth out the experience of it, that would be an amazing game. But you're pretty right about this game too, though. This KOTOR is another one. I would say like
Yeah. Um, that
Yeah,
one
maybe
is a
so.
great RPG.
oh yeah, I love.
Oh
KOTOR.
man, look
Someone
at
else
that.
said KOTOR in the chat now too. So
Oh, there we go.
yeah,
Yeah, you made this.
there's lots of great Star Wars games too. I really
Here we go.
do enjoy.
Got some story action here.
Mhm.
Jan and our boy Kyle.
Kyle is his face expression. It is the same expression you made when you're playing this stage. So
Yeah,
he's like, oh.
it's like,
fuck."
Arr. Oh, here we go.
Someone's saying they're probably remaking KOTOR already.
You think?
All right, okay,
That could be interesting.
like a pretty big undertaking to me, but
Man, this is just, I love this stuff. This is so cool.
Mhm. It's so cool, so carny. I love it. Everything there.
it's exactly what Star Wars should be.
Mhm. Low poly mounting.
So I noticed somebody mentioning Gravitone says plenty of DOS games support 640 by 480 software rendering, and that's true, but it's not as common. Most DOS games are in the 720 by 400 or 240. I guess it's the 320 by 240 or 200 mode X. It's 320 by 200, so it's 70 hertz, and that does not play nicely with LCDs at all.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That's why I got a CRT for my boomer PC. It was
Yeah.
horrible to play on a CRT.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with these old PCs. Like, once you get to 3D cards, it works okay on LCDs, but a lot of older PC games, they use strange resolutions and strange refresh rates
Yeah.
that just don't play nicely with LCDs. So, like, you really want to use CRT for your boomer PC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's funny. It's 16 by 9 video on a 4 by 3 on a 16 by 9 stream. I think this is wider than 16 by 9 even. This is a pretty narrow aspect ratio for the FMV.
Yeah.
Which is actually easier to display as well, it should be noted. Like, doing FMV back then wasn't trivial. So, reducing the size of the image actually pays dividends. No, LCDs can't really handle a lot of those refresh rates well. Sometimes they'll be able to like, accept the input and you'll get an image, but...
Here comes all the CRT talk.
Nah, there are definitely some older LCDs that can do it, but the problem is that it's old LCD technology, and those tend to look really grimy and just bad. Like lots of ghosting and smearing. They're really ugly looking. So like the LCDs that would actually work okay with DOS are just awful to use. Man. Oh yeah, look at that green screen action. Oof.
I like the pose of the young Jedi Knight over there. He's like super like I'm a bad boy.
So that was an interesting thing with this game too, was that it was one of the first kind of like real Sith and Jedi characters that you could fight, and the boss battles are very individual. Like each boss is very different from one another, and those boss fights are like pretty big moments in the game. So
yeah, first time you fight the young one over there, it's really cool.
Yeah, and it feels like a Jedi fight. We talked about this off stream. You cannot play those sections in first person. Like you cannot keep track of those characters.
Yeah.
I don't think. Have you played third person on the stream yet, John?
No, but here it is.
Change to that, just people.
Look at his legs. Woohoo! When you run,
Man,
it's
I have to
pretty
admit,
funny.
Yeah, I kind of like his model in this game. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool,
it's not
cool
bad.
looking model. Yeah. But in Jedi Outcast, I always found that they look very like short people, you know?
Yeah, they're very squashed. That was my problem with that Obi-Wan game on Xbox as well. Like everyone's just so
Yeah,
like pudgy.
Exactly.
yeah.
And somebody,
Like,
Kay Harlan there got it right where he says the LCD will accept a range of refresh rates, but and that's true, but a lot of them do just drop frames, so you end up with sort of extra judder as a result. It's not great.
yeah.
But anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, just like those models on Jedi Outcast, like Kyle looks tiny on that game, you know, in third person. He has his head is big, and he has shorter, like shoulders.
Oh yeah,
Looks
for
like a
sure.
kid sometimes. Yeah, it's weird, weird decision.
Oh man, I
Someone
already.
earlier was saying that the Brazilian voice actor for Kyle in this game is the same as Frieza in Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it's the same. It's the same voice actor for Frieza, and the Superman cartoon as well.
Oh, okay.
Oh
Huh.
Yeah.
wow.
And then
All right.
if I don't have mistaken, the Gem dub, she was the same woman that dub Android 18 on Dragon Ball Z. So as I said, there's a lot of anime people on the dub
Hmm.
of this game.
Oh man. This. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I think after this stage you get the lightsaber, right?
Yeah, I think so. You're back at Kyle's home, which what a
Yeah,
home. Good lord.
yeah,
Uh, and they've obviously been here, and this is where you get the lightsaber. So you got to infiltrate the house, basically.
mm,
And these guys are everywhere in here.
lots of sand people.
Okay.
See, there is 2 British pounds from the Foolish Gamer. I don't think you're that foolish.
Oh,
But he says, thanks, John and Audi, for all the great work. Thank John, mostly. I just sit here.
well, I appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you. You help out more and more, and we love it.
I try as much as I can.
You bring a certain set of skills to the table. All right. Let's dispatch these foes. And you can just run all over in this game. He is fast. I love that.
This looks interesting.
You have to see when you get the force power up for running, and it's like out of control. It's like absolute madman.
Dude, I love the multiplayer in this game as well. Back
Yeah.
then, the deathmatch was just crazy. Oh, I'm at 36 health? Jeez, man. The health just goes down so fast in this game.
Yeah.
It's just absurd.
Yo Show is making
Aha.
a joke, I think, but the DF is aperture grill propaganda slot mask rise up. It's fine. It's fine.
I love that. Some CRT humor. I'm okay. I'm down with that. Okay, this is gonna break.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Uh huh.
Have you ever played through Hexen 2? No, I haven't played through Hexen
I have.
any.
And I just finished Hexen 1 for the first time, like right during the Christmas holiday. It was amazingly
God.
hard, but it was awesome.
Never finished the Hexen one. It's too like very labyrinth style, right?
It is, yeah. The
I
thing
am
is, though,
not
is
into that.
so Hexen 1's first hub is the most confusing in the game.
Mm.
Once you complete that, I find that the game actually gets like it's still like pretty intense, but it's less. It's not nearly as confusing. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Just want to point out the comment by Andrew County says, Days Danilo, Blazing Chrome, and Oniken are amazing games. I love your work.
Oh, thank you very
Oh.
much. Oh,
They are. Like let's can have a moment to appreciate how good those games are, man. They are
Yes,
excellent.
Amazing. Like,
Yeah, man.
I,
Thank you.
I remember the first time.
It's a shame that the
CRT Vision is back. But yeah, the Switch
CRT
ports,
Vision.
right? The Switch
Yeah,
ports were
those
done.
aren't.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like the Blazing Chrome Switch port is it's good. It's okay.
Yep.
But the Odalos and Oniken Switch ports are really really bad. And it's a shame.
I mean, you did not do those. It should be noted.
No, no, yeah, it was really. I so just if you guys have like insights over that. I had to buy the games myself to test, to see how it was working because no one sent me a copy. No one told me
What?
that it was already released. It's
Oh my gosh.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, that's not fun when that
This
happens.
looks
So
interesting.
yeah.
hopefully,
Yeah,
that
those
doesn't happen
those
again.
have the worst CRT filter I've ever seen,
Yeah, it's horrible.
and the controls are not great.
Mm.
It's a shame.
I remember I went to my friend's house because I didn't have the Switch, and we basically pirate my own game. So we played the game from start to beginning, no, to start to end, and we taking notes like, oh, this is shit, they need to fix that, oh, this is horrible, and they fixed some stuff, but not everything. Yeah.
Pirating your own game sounds like the most Brazilian thing you can do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
it was. I remember in Christmas I pirated Blazing Chrome to install in my father-in-law computer because he doesn't have Steam and he
Right.
wanted to play Blazing Chrome and I didn't have the GOG version. So okay, I think I'm just going to get a torrent of Blazing Chrome. And I pirated Blazing Chrome.
That's one of those times when it is justified, I think.
I remember my third day when I had arrived in Sao Paulo for the first time. My third day there, I wanted to go just look at a game store. Just I should note that I was 19 and I knew nothing about Brazil. I had just
Oh,
gone
boy.
there on basically a whim, which is what you do, right?
Uh-huh.
And I went to a game store, and I think it was in there was a shopping mall, Diablos, which is in Sao Paulo, and there was a game store there, and they had in the window they had Harvest Moon, Magical Melody in the window on GameCube. So I went inside, and my girlfriend started looking around. But I went inside and I was trying to ask for the price of the game in the window, and the dude just gave me the dumbest look. He was just like, "You want to buy a real game? Like, what? Like, why would you do that?" And I was trying to figure out what's wrong. Like, I figured the price of it would be like probably lower than the US because the reais is like not worth that much at the time. And he's just like, I mean, it's like $120 basically. And I was like, what? Like for Harvest Moon? And
Looks
I
like
didn't
someone
know
doesn't
anything
like to
about
have
the import tax or anything. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
my girlfriend came over quickly and was like, no, you idiot. Like, just ask him for the folder. It's like, which folder? The dude came out with a box of like 6 full folders of badly printed out PlayStation 2 covers. And I was
Oh,
like, yeah,
no.
just pick some games. And I was in the official like game store, but even there it was just like, you don't buy real games, you just buy the piratas. Like,
Piratas. And when they sell PlayStation 2 on those stores, big stores inside the shopping malls, they were like, "Oh, do you want your PlayStation 2 destravado?"
right.
The destravado was unlocked. So do you want with a mod chip? Of course you want. Like no one wants a PlayStation 2 without a mod chip.
There's the
Of
real
course
key.
not, because like you can't get
Yeah.
any games, so you have to mod it. And
You had to mod it.
I remember I got home that day when I discovered that I went home with at least like 25 games. Just every game I could imagine I wanted to play on
Everything.
PS2.
That's
I was like,
amazing.
all right, well, when in Brazil, pirata it up. So like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
so that was a discovery, and yeah, I don't think I ever bought an official game when I lived
I
there.
Now you regret
I
that.
remember when I was a kid, Yeah, you should. Got a lot of them. I remember when I was a kid, I never seen official PS1 game. Never, never. The black
Yeah.
disc, Never seen one.
Oh, that's crazy.
Just pirate version.
Yeah, someone's mentioning in the chat too that you could call a number and the guy would bring you a burned CD copy you asked for it on a motorcycle. And Brazil was really weird with that. Like, if we wanted to watch a movie, we didn't go and rent the movie. Like, my father-in-law would like call someone who would come over with like a bag, and in there was like screeners for like the Academy Awards and stuff. So it's like you would have brand new movies, some burnt DVDs.
Uh-huh.
So like nothing was like just done the way I was used to.
No. It's
It was a very
completely insane.
special place.
So what was it
Special.
like buying PC games at the time then?
Yeah, PC games. It was difficult to find pirate PC games at first because people didn't like have PC, like just older people. So you
Right,
just
right.
go to a info store and buy a big box of a PC game.
Aha.
The games that we pirated was like floppy disk games, like Doom,
Oh, I see.
Wolfenstein 3D,
Yeah, of course.
Prince of Persia. So you just left the floppy disk in your friend's house and copy, and the rest, the CD-ROM ones, everything was original stuff,
Mm.
official.
Right,
But later, I remember, like 2005, 2006 becomes easier to like copy. Lots of people start to playing computer games, and then when you go to a game store, they started to have like pirate versions of big PC games.
Right. Aha,
Like
got
it
it.
was the same way as PS2. Guy come with a folder and you choose what game you want.
Pretty much. Man, those
Amazing.
folders were always a treat. Like
Yeah.
seeing what different games they would have. Like I remember in Libidagia, you could get all these Japanese
Uh-huh.
piratas. So
Yeah.
that was really fun, and tons of tokusatsu, like Kamen Rider
Yeah.
DVDs, and like
Kamen Rider
man.
Black.
yeah,
Yeah.
Kamen Rider Black was my favorite too.
Yeah,
So
it
I
was my
bought
favorite.
I bought all the DVDs for Kamen Rider Black and Black RX,
Uh-huh,
and
RX.
and I would watch. I mean, this was basically what I could do to learn the language as best as possible. Would just play video games, read Monica, and watch like Japanese monster shows.
Tokusatsu.
That's
Tokusatsu.
kind of
Uh,
awesome, actually. Yeah.
And I mean, Libidagia was it's such, especially 2005 to 2008. You know, it was a magical place because Libidagia,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, is Japantown.
Yeah.
So it's this little, or little, it's pretty big part of Sao Paulo, but it's a suburb where you basically have all these malls with different booths where you could buy anything knockoff, and nothing was official.
Yeah.
But you could get CDs and games and figures and anything, and it was all
And-
based around Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese food.
Oh,
Japanese
wow.
lots of
food.
yeah,
That's cool.
lots
We
of
should mention is the food was not pirated. The food was
No,
actually real.
Their Liberdade was built by Japanese immigrants in
Yes.
Brazil.
My father's
So
workshop.
there's a lot of
Luigi is
cultural,
absolutely
even the lighting poles were like Japanese style stuff
Aha.
like that.
It's similar to like Chinatown, San Francisco,
Mhm.
where like you suddenly are just in the part that is, very influenced by the immigrant population there. So yeah, you have like these bodegas, and you have all these like, high buildings that go up,
Mhm.
and then every
Yeah.
floor has different
So here
stores.
we go, guys. We found the lightsaber.
Yeah,
Oh,
your
yeah.
first lightsaber mission.
Need to
It was
dust up-
inside the robot.
That's right. Yeah, the poor robot.
Ouija.
Ouija.
Uh,
Oh man.
high tech.
That's somebody's asking how accurate is Max Payne 3 on his portrayal of Sao Paulo.
Ah,
Oh, no.
in
I
some
like
aspects,
the-
vary.
Well, I
Yeah,
would say, I just as like so, Rockstar games when they depict cities, like in America as well. It's probably similar, where it's like it's this complete like satire, extreme, over the top take on that basically.
Yeah. Brazil
I'd
is the
say
same.
for the rich people, they portray very real though. Like
Oh,
Yeah.
the mob bosses and stuff are very real to life.
The novellas, when they show the soap operas of Brazil in Max Payne 3.
oh yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's amazing stuff.
Yes, I used to also watch the novellas on TV with
Yeah.
Tony Ramos,
Tony Ramos.
a wonderful actor.
Yeah. Lots of
I'll do
chest
a
hair.
full save
Oh, he
here.
tons of chest hair.
Yeah.
I mean, not
Tony
just
Ramos.
the chest hair, I mean arm and back as well.
Yeah, Tony
Wow.
Ramos is like he was a human bear, you know, like
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah,
That's cool.
No one has any idea what we're talking about now.
yeah, no one. Just Brazilians that probably watching this right now.
And weird Norwegians that used to live there.
That's cool though. We often have a good amount of Brazilian viewers on here though, which is
Yeah,
great.
usually I
Yeah.
have to like talk broken Portuguese, but today Danilo can take care of that. So
Oh,
Yeah,
look at this guy.
Give retro on Max Payne.
On Max Payne, yeah.
The original especially would be interesting. Let's
Yeah, that would be cool. I remember first time I've played Max Payne was on Xbox, the first Xbox. It was a good port, I think.
actually, yeah, the Xbox port of Max Payne is excellent. It actually runs at like 60 FPS most of the time.
Yeah,
PS2
Just
port is
have-
really bad in comparison.
yeah,
Tony Hummus is a Brazilian werewolf. Several people
yeah.
are saying this.
My God. Well,
Let's see here.
he's like a sex symbol, man.
For me, he is.
Yeah.
He released a movie at the time when I lived there, which was like Eu Você Fosse, I think.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
where
yeah,
he changed
chose-
it. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so there's a gender swap where a woman becomes.
Yeah, gender swap.
And I just remember like I saw that in the theaters, believe it or not,
What?
but
Oh my God.
which was interesting. But I just remember that scene where like the lady becomes Tony Hummus and she starts like discovering how hairy she is, and she's mortified. And
Yeah.
starts yeah, it's just yeah, that movie wasn't too great, but
Dang, I forget
Yeah,
what, to,
yeah, yeah.
what to do here exactly.
Oh, you have to press the button over there. The button.
But where?
There.
Oh,
Right,
pff,
right.
There it is.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's it. Look
Yeah,
at
it's
that's.
it.
Yep.
Not very visible.
No, not at all actually. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
There we are. Now we're up
Yeah.
here.
And I don't know if you remember, like the novellas, Tony Ramos always played like some Greek guy or some
usually.
like or Italian, always with a very bad accent that he uses for everything. And
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I started understanding the language more, just how terrible of like an actor
Yeah.
he pretty much is. But
yeah,
to
he's
see-
horrible.
He's terrible, but
Yeah.
I also remember one thing I could not understand was Fastal. Like Fastal, like would have these shows on. He would have like these shows on TV. I think like all of the Saturday was Fastal, which I think that was his name. He was a big guy that had like.
Faustão. Yeah,
Faustão,
Faustão.
yeah. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
Faustão. Faustão like had these day-long shows. He was on every
Yeah.
television show. He had his own
Horrible.
talk show. They were
Uh-huh.
all terrible, but
Yeah, terrible.
awful. And he himself, I think, pretty corrupt and just like nothing good to say about him. But people love that guy. He was on
Yeah,
TV
people love Faustão. Yeah.
all the time.
Man, he's on TV since like born. I think he was already on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just I can't you can't really compare it to anyone. You can't compare it to like David Letterman or Johnny Carson because
Oh man.
they went off air, whereas
Yeah.
Faustão would just like here's like I
He was
remember
just
like
on all the time.
the
Yeah.
Domingo Fastal.
Domingão do Faustão.
Yeah, was like
Uh,
on Saturdays or like he would just be on TV, and then there was
all the time.
all day, and there was different segments. So suddenly he was like at a desk interviewing someone, commercial
Yeah.
break. Then it was like a
Mm.
game show, commercial break. Then it was like
Uh-huh.
news,
What?
and he was just
Yeah.
doing everything
Oh, this
and
is
terribly.
madness.
And they always have those dancers, and they show
Oh.
the dancers with small clothes, and you can see in her eyes like the girls are generally like, oh, what I'm doing with my
Oh,
life.
they're dead.
No, like
They're dead inside. Oh yeah.
yeah, they're all dead inside. It's horrible.
Romulino since Euro. Never thought I'd ever watch someone play Jedi Knight while casually chatting about the Brazilian werewolf. Thanks, dear friend, for a complete retro experience.
This is the way.
Oh my god. This is the way to go, John.
We got it
You're
all on
creating.
here.
Yeah,
It's magic.
This
Yes,
this
mate.
is content.
yeah. You're
Hashtag
creating
content.
a new style of content here, man.
Yeah, Norwegian, Brazilian, American mix. Back to
Whoa.
Star Wars. No, I mean,
Yeah.
oh man, like, sinto falta do Brazil. Like, I just,
Ah,
it's
that
been
sounds
so
pretty
long.
good. You did great with Sinto
I
Falso
know.
Brazil. Yeah.
I still remember when I went to John's place, one of the first times, if not the first time, we were walking around town. John lives in a pretty small city outside of Frankfurt.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I won't say where, because then you'll just go see him.
Yeah, I'm going to.
But we were walking around, and I noticed there was like a place that had the Brazilian flag like
Yup.
painted on the
Mm.
wall. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
I'm curious to live there.
Uh-huh.
I'm just curious what's going on over there. And we went over, and it turned out there was a restaurant with run by a woman that's lived there for like 25 years.
Yep.
So it's authentic Brazilian food, which I hadn't had since I lived there. So I was like, they had like coxinha, they had pastel,
Oh, feijoada.
feijoada, of course,
Uh,
and just
Oh man, the
everything. you
feijoada
could
is so
want.
good.
Feijoada is
Yeah,
amazing.
Dude, you got me
And-
addicted to that stuff. It's so good.
Yeah, you had never
love
had it,
No.
and we go there every time now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was really happy to find that place because I really miss Brazilian food more so than probably anything else. I mean,
Yeah,
the food
Brazilian
is
food
what
is
I-
incredible.
yeah, it really is.
do you have like fogo de chão there in
Show is in
Uh,
the U.S., which, for those who don't know, is
barbecue?
Brazilian barbecue.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah. That's in the U.S. everywhere. Or not everywhere, but
okay.
it's pretty common there.
Mhm.
That's the only experience that I had prior.
Oh, okay.
And then
It's quite the experience.
it's good though.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's good.
I don't think they existed in the U.S. when I lived there though, because Fogo de Chão was like,
Oh,
the pretty big chain in Brazil, but no one had heard of it. And then I think they started going outside,
Yeah,
like
Like
late 2000s.
in Brazil.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, in Brazil, I never went to a fogo de chão because it's very expensive.
Yeah,
And yeah, but when I was in USA, like the guys from Arcade Crew, they wanted to try the Brazilian barbecue, so they took us there, and the barbecue is really good. It's not bad at all.
no, it was good. I
Yeah,
went
yeah.
there once,
Mhm.
in Sao Paulo, and it was good.
Yeah.
It's just, it's pretty much the same as what it is in the U.S.
Mhm.
Except for the pau de queijo is not as good. I mean,
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
I'll
Yeah,
take
pão de
that,
queijo.
but
Mhm.
pau de queijo, yeah, that needs to be done Brazilian style.
Yeah, Brazilian style.
Cleaver slips sends 5 British pounds. It finally happened. John has evolved into an actual CRT screen. Loving the gameplay guide. Call here.
John became a CRT.
Yes. That's all those rays.
Oh, I think you
Uh,
have to dive and go into a hole over there in the center.
Yeah, I think you're
Uh,
right. There's somewhere down there.
Good.
Yeah.
Vista says, look up
There it is.
Fastel singing Rap de Om, the egg rap. No.
Oh my god.
Look up that. Do not look up Fastel in any shape or form.
No, it's cursed.
Is he still alive?
Yeah. Yes, yes, he's still alive and he's still on TV.
Oh,
What?
Yeah,
Oh man.
but yeah, Faustão show is cursed, man. Every time I see like it was Sunday and I have to go to the school and the Monday and Faustão music started to play and I was utterly like depressed, like oh shit, here comes another weekend.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
International superstar soccer hacks were very popular in Brazil. Hack to have Brazilian championships. Yeah, that was another thing when I was there. It was
Mhm.
just the amount of like FIFA games and whatnot that were updated.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Oh,
Bomba
that
patch.
makes sense. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
so I do remember a lot of those.
yeah, they have like on Super Nintendo, they got Super Soccer Star Soccer Superstar, I think,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they have like a pirate version that was called Campeonato Brasileiro, and they have all the Brazilian teams. It was very famous game here. We
Cool.
even got Nigel Mansell for Super Nintendo, right? Nigel Mansell.
Which one?
Nigel
Uh, Nig-
Mansell.
Nigel
Oh,
Mansell.
Nigel Mansell. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They made a hack of that game as well. It was Ayrton Senna.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
actually,
Wait, R2 and Senna, the racing game, yeah?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That,
But they made a hack version of Nigel Mansell use and put Ayrton Senna in his place.
are you sure
Exactly.
that's not? Because I have a Japanese Mega Drive game that's R2 and Senna.
Oh
Um,
no, in Mega Drive it was official. It was Super Monaco
oh,
GP 2
yeah,
was
yeah, that's
Ayrton
right.
Senna
Oh,
version.
okay, so
Yeah.
it's a Super NES game they hacked him in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Super NES. Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because hacked Super Nintendo games or like modified or pirate, you don't find that so much outside of Brazil. Like in
Yeah.
Taiwan, it's mostly Famicom, and then but in Brazil they did like World Combat Mythologies, which is
Yeah,
on
on
Super
Super Nintendo.
and
Uh-huh.
it's like this. So I was really surprised by that. Also, when I lived there, was just the fact that it's the only place I've ever seen modified Super Nintendo games at that time. Like
Yeah.
Interesting.
We had
today,
like Sonic 4 for Super Nintendo.
Oh, yeah.
it's
That was,
It was
that's the
Speed
famous,
Gonzalez.
yeah, that
Yeah.
famous hack.
Hmm.
That one's pretty funny, actually. Wait, I was already here.
Oh yeah, I think you have
So I came
to go
from
back.
here.
Mhm.
Got it. These levels are nuts.
Huge. Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, but we didn't have the Nintendo here yet. Like
The
the
NES.
8-bit Nintendo, the
yeah,
NES.
Yeah.
So we had like the Brazilian clones, and you have like those. I think I have one here. Yeah, over here. Let me see if I can get it for you guys to see.
All
But
right.
you guys can see
Oh,
this
that's a
here.
Famiclone.
Yeah, that's a Famicom that was manufactured in Brazil by CCE. So they have like the two cartridge ports, so you can put American games or Japanese games.
That's so cool.
Yeah, you can change the type of the games you want to put. And it was a nightmare because every brand has their own like NES clone.
Okay.
So
Go down
sometimes you
here.
have like Famicom cartridge or American ones.
yeah. That's a good one though because you use both. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh man.
yeah, someone said that they also got bootleg and Mega Drive and SNES in the Middle East back then. And yeah, that's the other place where you can definitely find that stuff. I never went to the Middle East.
Look how fast my health has drained from 100 down to 48. Just walking out here.
Because they're using bulk custards in you, right?
Yeah, and it's pretty brutal. So,
Someone was saying.
what was
Is it-
what was it like in terms of like PC hardware? Then we talked about like, but like is stuff like the Voodoo available? Like, could you get a 3DFX
Just
card at
for
the time?
I
Like, was it
think just imported.
they were just imported, so they didn't actually
Yeah.
sell them there.
No, yeah, you can. I remember I went to a computer store, and we
Yeah.
saw like some Voodoo cards, etc. But they are really expensive here. Video cards are really expensive in Brazil.
Yeah, what's the cost of like say like the new Nvidia cards, for instance? Because those are already like, really expensive.
Yeah, I got
everywhere.
I just got a RTX 360
Yeah.
Ti. I got it like last week or the week before that. I paid like 3,800 reals. Yeah,
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's a lot of money. Like uh, for to live for a month, I generally get like 4,000 reals for me to pay my bills and stuff. And generally, I can. This is a really good salary for a person in Brazil, and I spent a lot of money on that video card, so it was an investment.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not very affordable for Brazilians.
Yeah, buying anything official.
Jeez.
I mean, it's the thing is that Brazil has a pretty high import tax on, especially
Yeah.
on electronics. So I think it's like 85%.
Yeah, something like that.
It's pretty high. So it's almost double price for anything if you
Mhm.
want to go legit. And then you have to find it, which is actually maybe a bigger
It-
challenge sometimes.
It's
So
almost impossible to find like those RTX cards here. When you find it, then they're generally 4,000 and 500 reals, something like that. But I managed to find a good promotion, so I get for
Oh.
38,000, something like that. 3,800.
Do you know what that is
reals.
in USD or euro or anything?
1 real is no $1 is like 5 reals.
Okay.
So,
yeah, someone's saying
yeah.
4K. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is,
4K.
yeah, that's like 750 US dollars.
Yeah. Uh huh. It's not
Ah,
cheap.
okay.
For 400 US dollars the video card, right? The 360.
Yeah. So it's like almost like double the price. Getting close
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, everything is like that. I see, by the way, that Pyron is in the chat.
Oh, Pyron's here.
Oh,
with,
Pyro. Yeah.
So, unfortunately, he couldn't join on voice chat, but
I will get him on sometime.
we'll get him on one day. Yeah,
Wow.
today,
I'm getting
I don't-
destroyed here. It's just should we maybe try installing some let's see here. I could put Shadows of the Empire in. If we
Yeah.
just wanted to just for fun.
yeah, install that. Let's
So
give people
we'll
the
go through the whole process.
yeah,
Mm.
installing game. You know,
So
people today use Steam, but
let me be
back
right-
in
I'll
the
be
day,
right
we had
back.
to install our own games
Yeah.
and keep
Man,
the disc in.
you should call Pyron someday. Pyron is amazing.
Yeah, he really is.
Mm.
We really enjoyed his work, especially
Yeah.
like Street Fighter Remastered Edition, and
Mhm.
love to talk to him about that. So
All right,
definitely do
let me switch back to normal cam mode, and then I can show. We've got. There it is.
Oh yeah.
Let's go ahead and swap this in. Put the disc in. Come on, open up. There it is. Ugh. Put Jedi Knight back in the
Hope your
case.
CPU isn't too fast. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, this game does run. I covered that in the video. This game is probably going to run too fast. Let's analyze the computer.
Okay. I love the analyzed computer of these old LucasArts games.
Oh, look at that! I passed everything.
Pass it. Yeah.
So,
With
oh
flying
yes.
colors.
So we are ready to install Shadows of the Empire. Maybe I'll try it on the Power VR card because that might be slower. It's slower than the Voodoo 2, so it might actually run the game at the correct speed.
Yeah, maybe good idea.
Let's try that.
Are you using SSD or
Currently yes. I'm
okay?
using an IDE to SSD converter. So
Uh-huh.
mainly so I have different SSDs so I can swap them around with different installs of Windows on it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
that's the
smart.
only thing in here that's not vintage right now. Everything else
Mm-hmm.
is vintage, but I still have mechanical IDE drives, but I had one of them blow up before and burn my
Uh,
hand, so I don't really want to do that again.
oh my god. Uh, I mean, right now I'm using on my old computer. I'm using SD cards as HDD.
Oh yeah.
Those, yeah, IDE to SD interface. It's pretty decent.
Yeah, it is. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm.
Let's see
Someone's
here.
asking if Jedi Knight runs on Windows 10 on Steam. I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah,
I
it
think
does.
both GOG and Steam version works fine.
I think so. Yeah. And
They don't have music, however.
I should note that
Really?
this
Yeah.
monitor somebody's asking it's a Sony Multiscan G400. So I use this one for the retro PC because it's 4x3, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, someone was asking after the Master System if Brazil went on to SNES and Mega Drive or straight to PS1, but no, I mean the Master System and the Mega Drive was kind of at the same time, and
Yeah, yeah.
then
Mm.
PS1 was such. I mean, PS1 was huge because it could be modded, and
Yeah.
CDs were cheap. So that was a completely different ball game. And then PS2
Mm-hmm.
was just everywhere. I mean, everyone
Oh,
had a PS2 that I knew at least.
dude, Audi, check out that super chat.
So illiterate scholar, a great username, $5. Any plans on DF Retro to cover the Conduit 1 and 2 on the Wii? Let me tell you that I've been
Oh
telling John
man.
We were
that
just talking about this recently.
I've been pushing him very hard to do Conduit because that was basically games that were made for DF Retro. I
Yeah.
mean, like those trailers are pointing out all those technical innovations that they could use on the Wii, and the only downside is that Kevin Sorbo is in the game, but we can deal with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the conduit
Uh,
have very um like normal map stuff, right?
yeah. It's
Yeah,
doing
On
some
Wii.
impressive stuff.
Yeah. Lots
you
of
know,
moonlight.
I always think of those as high voltage games because, of course, they developed them, but I just remember that Sega was the ones that published those games, so they're technically Sega published
Oh, what the
games.
heck?
Or Sega games.
So
So,
D3D stuff has issues with finding the Power VR card annoyingly.
so only
Mm.
Voodoo.
Voodoo and the Nvidia card. But
Yeah,
somebody
someone
says
was
this.
saying the
Mm.
Conduit has a weird Tegra exclusive version. The HD version is on the Shield, right? So
Oh, look, you
yeah,
actually have to make a shadow a save file before you launch it. There it goes. Let's do this.
Yeah. Do you have a joystick connected?
No, play with the keyboard.
Oh, I think I'm going to need one, maybe.
Uh,
Equip sends $5. Says huge fan of DF Blazing Chrome. What's the best platform to support Blazing Chrome and Danilo's PC
Yay.
part? Any chance for a wider physical release? Much love.
Well, thank you very much, man. For I think all the platforms are the same for me. Like when you get Blazing Chrome, I get the same thing for all the platforms. Um, I know the Switch version still have some drawbacks in relation to the PS4 and then Xbox One, but it's very playable. Yeah. And what's the next question? Is we're going to release a physical edition?
Yeah,
a
wider.
wider
So he's asking if
release.
you're gonna do
Mm,
a bigger physical release than the limited run release,
I
like
have
a
no
retail.
idea to be honest. Yeah.
I
I still
did.
don't have mine.
Oh, I actually bought the VHS box,
Oh,
the collector's
cool.
edition.
Yeah, I bought a copy as well. It's
Yeah, I
good.
mean,
Cool.
the first time I saw that game, I was actually at John's. He was showing because he was doing
Oh,
a
yeah.
video on it, and I was playing it. I remember saying that like this guy needs to make Turk in the future. Like the game was so awesome, you know, Contra slash like you know
Yeah,
like
I
Turk,
love Turrican.
Mega
First
Turk,
time, yeah, first time I played it was on Mega Drive. It was
yeah,
Turrican 3, a Mega Turrican, right?
Mega Turk, and yeah, that's the best one.
Mm. Yeah,
So
I
and I
loved
actually
it.
see Pyron is saying, Audi, I've been waiting for my new copy of Mega Turk and take some love in the cover art. Pyron, if you DM me on Twitter, I'll show you something. But yeah, so what Pyron was mentioning is that we're doing a re-release of the Mega
Mega
Drive
Turrican,
version,
yeah.
Mega Turrican, and also
Cool.
Super Turrican too. So yeah, and of course Danilo, I'll send you a couple copies.
Oh man, thank you very much. I still have my Mega Drive here.
Yeah, awesome.
Of course, I'd
So
expect no less.
so for the
Yeah.
new Mega Drive prints, we had Tom Du Bois, who did the original Castlevania and Ninja Turtles artwork, do the new Turk
Oh,
and artwork pros. So someone's saying, "Wait, you created Blazing Chrome? That game is awesome." So yeah,
oh,
Danilo
thank you.
did.
Heck yeah, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, me and my friend Yuri, we are the fathers of Blazing Chrome.
Yeah, if you haven't played it yet, go pick it up on any platform. It is really one of the best 2D experiences of the modern times, in my opinion.
Oh, thank you guys. You make me blush. Like,
Oh boy, here we go. It's running too fast.
it's very fast.
It's running in high speed mode here. Woo-hoo.
Extreme mode.
The Voodoo 2 is just too fast for this game.
You know, those scenes on Hoth in the actual Empire Strikes Back, the movie, were filmed in Norway.
Really?
Oh, really?
It's filmed up in Norway.
That makes sense somehow.
A friend of my father is one of the rebel soldiers in one of the scenes.
Really?
Cool.
So,
That's so cool. All right.
yeah, so someone was saying these cutscenes were not in the N64, sadly. Actually, no, not sadly. We all prefer the N64 cutscenes, as we
Yeah.
discussed.
Yeah,
The
I think
only
that these were seen as a bonus or a good feature at the time, but I really don't. I don't love them.
They lack a lot of the charm of like the Drusen style artwork.
Ah, there we go. That's how you slow down.
The only thing I think I might miss from this version is the text. They really have lines, right? It's dubbed, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, right into
Oh,
it.
they have voices, right?
Yeah,
Like
there's
Luke
voice acting.
Skywalker.
Yep, there's
Uh-huh.
voice
Yeah,
acting, and it has the orchestral or higher quality soundtrack.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you just showed up, we played Dark Forces 2 for about an hour and 45 minutes, and now we're just doing a little bit of this for the end of the
Yeah.
stream. So that if there's confusion, yes. I should probably switch to. Let's see. We got to get CRT vision back on here just for this.
Oh yeah, CRT version back.
Oh, unless
CRT
the webcam can't deal with it.
Oh no, it's too powerful.
I think it's the super bright white screen. It's like
powerful.
messing with the refresh rate. Come on. This is really hard to play with the keyboard. This game.
Yeah, with this,
There's
seems so.
It's all digital. And yeah, I'm totally using a keyboard.
Especially these stages would be very difficult.
Yeah. One thing that always bugged me when I was a kid is that the shield generator in this stage is not rounded. It's like a round texture in some like square blocks over there.
Right.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah. I remember I have to wait for Rogue Squadron to have a proper shield generator, like a rounded one.
Yeah, when people were asking about the HD remake earlier, the Rogue Squadron would be great for a HD remake.
Yeah.
That's right. I have that
Imagine
on
if
PC as
Rogue
well.
Squadron, yeah, remade by Night Dive or something like that. It would be awesome.
I wonder what you could do to make it look better than Rogue
Man,
Squadron 2.
Yeah. Man, I imagine those guys from Night's Dive. They probably suffer a lot because they are handling like almost every new remaster
Yeah,
available, right?
from PC
Everything.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, for PC game. That must be a lot of work, and they
Oh,
are
I can imagine.
remaking. Yeah,
They're
they're
kind of like the
remaking
blue
System Shock.
of PC.
I think it's a different team within Night Dive doing System Shock.
Oh, okay.
Compared to, I think so.
Uh-huh.
So they must have grown quite a bit over the years
Yeah.
then.
I think they have.
Yeah.
I love Night Dive. They're one of the best publishers going right now.
Yeah, wonderful guys.
They
And,
do great
of
stuff.
course, MVG helps out with them.
That's right.
They're-
He's been
they're
helping out with them. Also brilliant.
Yeah.
I just watched his Game Boy video the other day, and I really love that one.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Night Dive Shadowman. Yeah, Shadowman is
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
I've been
game's
waiting
like-
for that.
a lot, and I never quite got it when I was younger. Or just kind of that game is really weird, but I loved everything. about it.
I love it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I played on Nintendo 64 when I was young. I had like the Portuguese version.
Whoa.
Oh, was it dub?
Yeah. No, it's just subtitles, but it was in Portuguese. Uh-huh.
Oh, so what's happening right now is really interesting. The Voodoo is just at the 60 FPS line, but the alpha transparency from the smoke is causing it to like slow down. So it's kind of bouncing between 60 and 30 right now.
Oh,
Okay.
I can't quite keep up with that. But the game is double buffered, so and the game speed is tied to the frame rate.
Uh-huh.
oh, someone says, I don't know if you know, but in 2020 here in Brazil, in the city of Brasilia capital, there was an old Sony deposit place that had hundreds of sealed Sony VGA CRTs.
Oh my god.
The image of the new CRT, amazing.
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh, those late 2000 CRT, right? Those playing screens.
I love those.
Vega.
Yeah.
Like Sony Vega. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
3D tone.
Exactly.
Trill Nito, you haven't gotten the Salmon Max Easter egg in Dark Forces 2 yet. Get back in there. There's also a Salmon Max Easter egg
Oh,
in
man.
Shadows of the Empire.
That's right.
Yeah.
I need to do more with Dark Soul or no, Dark Forces 2 soon. We're probably we'll run for a little bit longer, but I just wanted to finish up the stream with a little bit of this just for fun. Oh man.
Oh, I don't remember that scene.
No.
Yep.
It's those weird CGI sequences. These really do.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this vehicle stuff is fine. It's whenever they show
Yeah.
the characters that it looks horrendous.
Right. And it's just very robotic.
The characters are cursed. It's horrible.
Felipe is saying, yeah, KVS from around 2005 for those TVs.
Mm.
Woohoo. Yeah, Dash.
Oh, it's really fast.
I
Yeah.
know.
Dash is really dashing. Yeah.
It's
He
so
is
fast
dashing.
on this, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the coolest things about doing this video was the debug mode in the N64 version, but only in the
Oh,
earlier
yeah.
versions.
Where you could just see so much of the capabilities of the N64,
Yeah,
like on display. I never heard of these debug modes in the game before you showed it to me, so it was really interesting to see it.
Yeah, that
And,
was amazing.
I think that was that was the coolest thing about your video, really, because that was the first time I think for a lot of people that you got to kind of visualize a lot of the special capabilities of the
and then
N64 hardware.
exactly.
Mhm.
So, because N64 gets kind of like a bad rap because of how the image scales up these days and the fact
Yeah.
that it's really 3D. But there's so much more to it than that.
I agree.
So-
It's
Dude, I think the major problem with Nintendo 64 right now, when you have an old console, I think it's the frame rate and
yeah.
the filter, right? That's first generation anti-aliasing, right?
Yeah, so there's different filters for that, and
Mm-hmm.
There's that blur, and then there's actually real anti-aliasing, and then there's different layers to it. But
Okay.
you can mod your system. Various RGB mods and the HDMI mods all have like a deblur function, which
And
greatly
a new
improves
one
image
coming.
quality.
There's a new HDMI
Yeah,
mod
from
coming for the N64.
from Dan and Christoph and Woozle, who's they've all joined forces.
Hopefully we can review that too, like we
Heck
did
yeah,
with their PS1 digital.
those guys do awesome stuff.
They really do.
Let these
Mine,
guys out.
I'm still using that old RGB mod from Nintendo 64. Remember those that you just use an amp for
Oh yeah,
the RGB lines? But since I use in my CRT, I think it's okay. You know.
yeah, sure, exactly.
Mhm.
Whoops.
But tried I tried with upscaler and it looks horrible on a LCD.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, N60. The worst thing you can do is get like a 2006, 2007 era LCD with poor black levels and try to play
Yeah.
N64 version of Doom 64 on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so dark that you basically can't see it because the LCDs can't actually resolve that low light or the low level of gray in that. So it just looks like backlight.
Yeah. It's horrible.
Oh man, this game.
And a lot of people are saying that this game was designed with 20 frames per second in mind, and that kind of just breaks their immersion at
Well,
more than 20 frames.
it's more than that. It's this really was designed for a low frame rate. That's why the
Yeah.
game speed is tied to the frame rate. That's why it runs so fast on here. Like this doesn't look too bad, but the actual game speed is like double what it should be. So it's basically running in like a high speed mode, which it doesn't look too awful here again. But in some areas it looks really awkward, and you're like, there's a lot of weird PC to N60 or N64 to PC ports back then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love both N64 and like PlayStation 1 ports to PC. It's always fun to look at those, like from Metal Gear to Resident Evil and these kinds
Exactly.
of ports.
Yeah, I
Man,
remember like Rogue Squadron had a weird
oh.
AI bug, right? Oh
Yeah,
no.
that's right. Yep.
3D.
One thing here, I guess, is this part really shows to me how much more advanced Jedi Knight is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they have like one texture, or actually
That's just-
two, I guess, just kind of repeating tiled on the walls.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's slippery
Oh, no.
ice. Man, that's really funny. So yeah, I don't think N64 would have been up for handling something like Jedi Knight, not with the amount of textures in that
Yeah.
game.
They did like a Quake 2 style conversion or something, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, with
simplified geometry,
Yeah.
smaller levels, stuff like that.
I've played the Quake 2 version of Nintendo 64. It's not bad, right? It's different.
no.
Whoa.
Good multiplayer. Yeah, it's not bad. The PlayStation version of Quake 2 was very interesting, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's super good.
It's really different, right?
Exactly. Oh boy. Well, gentlemen, we should probably start winding down the stream. What do you think?
Yeah, why not? I mean,
I'm gonna. That was fun to see. Is there anything else you wanted to do on the Boomer PC while we have it up here?
well, you don't have Yoda stories, so
No.
Wipe out.
We could totally. Oh, check.
Unreal.
I could do Quake 2 running on the Power VR.
Oh yeah, I want to see that.
So I'll do Power VR. Is it not?
Oh, server was cute.
Oh, it didn't work. Oh, okay. There's something. I might need to reinstall the Power VR drivers. I'm pretty sure it worked though. Let me put in a game that I know
Wait.
supports it.
Have Croc over there.
yeah, he definitely does have
Who doesn't have Croc?
Croc.
properly named.
From Renderware. I like Croc.
Croc was.
That was a Argonaut game, right?
It was, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Here we
Rock
go.
was very Nintendo 64 style, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was
Oh,
developed to be
oh.
Yoshi originally, and
So
then
Oh,
there's something going on with the Power VR card now because I just used it today and it worked, and now it's like acting up. So I might need to do some fiddling with it,
oh,
or maybe something with the
and that's
drivers.
something that always happened to me. Like sometimes I'm playing my
Yeah.
boomer PC here, everything works greatly, and then I reset and something like screw up. I don't know why.
Let's try like restarting it just for fun and see if it works.
Uh,
Oh, it's flashing.
oh no,
damn, look at that.
lots of
Oh yeah, we get the full boot up sequence here.
cool.
This is what it's
Yeah,
all about.
Iron was asking you what your favorite sound card in the past was, which that's an interesting question. Your graphics card, you get asked about that, but sound cards.
Um, I mean, I really the Ariel Vortex 2 was really good. Sound Blaster Live is great. The AWE 64 I like. Um, there's a bunch of really good sound cards for sure. Now let's see. Microprose published this for some reason.
Oh, someone's saying you accidentally ran a DirectX installer for version 6.7. This removes the Direct 3D HAL device for Power VR.
Oh, that seems very possible. Oh, well, Power VR is listed again. Let's do the demo and see if it actually runs. Let's find out. Oh yeah,
Which game?
It's
Oh
running
yeah.
in the Power VR. It's working. Ooh, that's not a
So
good. It's
the
not a good
Power
start.
VR, it's more advanced or
No, no, no,
less
no,
advanced
no.
than a
The
Voodoo?
Power VR was actually a competitor to the Voodoo One.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it's more perform. It's similar to a Voodoo One, a little bit slower, but it has some cool advantages and some neat stuff going on. But obviously the Voodoo 2 is going to be a lot faster than the Power VR card,
Oh, okay.
just because it was quite a bit newer and it was their second generation product. Okay, so that worked. So the reason, so 256 megs isn't actually that little for the Pentium 3, but the reason I have limited memory in this machine is actually due to the DOS stuff. Because
Oh, okay.
DOS gaming really doesn't like too much memory.
So do you think 256 megas of RAM is it's okay for those?
It's been working fine for me. I haven't had too many issues with that.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
I think I'm going to keep mine to 256 as well.
What game was this?
This is Ultimate Race.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to get the Power VR on here, just for fun. Oh yeah.
What's the San Francisco Rush was in PC as well, right?
There is a PC port. It's pretty uncommon. It's a pretty bad port, but it is interesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
LGR
Lazy
did a
Game
video on
Reviews did
this.
that,
Yeah, he covered that, and it's pretty bad. Oof, look at this, man. I'm playing with the keyboard and everything, and the frame rate's kind of unstable. This is living the life, though. This was actually the first 3D card I had. This exact one, not this exact model.
You could play like Turok, right?
Yeah,
First one.
exactly.
I remember I wanted to
That's
have
horrible.
Turok for PC and couldn't run in my PC because I didn't have video card.
Oh yeah. I don't know what the reverse is.
Well, now we can play them thanks to Night Dive.
Yeah.
That's true.
I love that version from Night Dive. Looks like when I play in high resolution and high frame rate, looks like early 90s 3D cartoon like Beast Wars,
Oh
Or
yeah,
that
reboot.
style.
exactly.
Yeah, reboot. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay,
Someone's
so
asking
that
if
that
Daytona
works.
or Hydro Thunder would work on here too.
Not natively. I
No.
mean, no. There is a PC ports of some games, but now
Well,
let's
Daytona had a PC port.
Yeah.
now
Daytona.
let's see if this works now. Yes, it did
Yeah,
work.
it's
Oh,
work.
well, we can view
All
the
right.
benchmark at least. I'll just let that play. Power VR Extreme. So we'll get a look at Power VR Quake 2, and that's, you know,
Nice.
oh yeah, here we go. This is Quake 2 on Power VR. On the Voodoo 2, you get 60 FPS. On the Voodoo 1, it's more around 30, and the Power VR is similar and a little bit slower overall. But yeah, this gives you a taste of it though.
Yeah, I kind of like the way that the lighting. I think the contrast is different on Voodoo and Power
It
VR,
is.
right?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's quite different looking. Oh man. This is such a crazy thing to see though. I just love. I now have a drawer full of graphics cards from the 90s that I've been using for various tests, and I want to do more retro PC like videos in the future. Because when we get into like the PlayStation era of games, like a lot of those games had PC ports, so I want to be able to show them running on vintage PC hardware rather than just like emulating it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is
Like Metal
all these
Gear.
cards are different. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, Metal Gear. That's completely crazy. So okay,
Yeah.
let me. So just for fun, now that that's actually working, let me see if Jedi Knight will actually let me use it.
All right.
But maybe that's what broke it in the first place. Maybe Jedi Knight is actually the issue here. Come on, webcam. What are you doing? Oh, I have a rendition Verte as well. Thankfully. Okay, so let's try this here. So we're back into Jedi Knight. Setup, display, advanced.
Nice.
No, it's the same.
Yeah, it doesn't show the.
So it's no. This game says no to Power VR, at least when it's installed on a machine like this. I wonder if Croc lets me. D3D. See that? Oh yeah, so I think so there's something up with Power VR and D3D. So I think one of the folks in the chat mentioned this earlier. I need to check this out later, but that's probably enough for now, guys. So what do you guys think? Should we hang it up here?
Sure.
This was a fun stream. Let me
That
switch
was
back
awesome.
to the actual camera while we sign off here. So thank you to everyone that joined us for this trip through the world of boomer PCs, and thank you for being here with us, Danilo.
Hey, thank you guys for calling me here today. I think it was awesome to replay Jedi Knight and Dark Shadows of the Empire.
Oh yeah, heck yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We'll have to do this kind of thing again for sure in the future.
Yeah.
And
I
of
love
course,
Boomer PC.
yes, exactly. And I have to thank my homeless co-host Audi, as always,
Of course.
who brought that Brazil knowledge to the table, so that
Yeah.
there could be a proper
Al-
discourse happening.
Audi is more Brazilian than I, so.
Oh no. Don't say that.
So, yeah, and also thank you to everybody that joined us there in the chat. It was really nice to have everybody over here, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, like I said, we're gonna have some more real DF retros as well as plenty of more streams, because this is fun. This is just kind of, it's pretty chill. So
Yeah.
Thanks again, and everybody have a good night, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are, and we will see you next time.